Alright, now the step 3 is done. We have made the animation, we have segmented the audio logo, and now it's moving into place. And now if you go to the main composition, you'll see something happening. You'll see the logo animating into place, emerging out of the water in different times with an offset, and placing into place, coming into place. But the problem here, though, is that the ripples are missing. The ripples are the ones that you see here. When the first segment of the logo, now we have the ones we have created throughout in step 2 and step 3, they're moving into place, but when they come out, emerge out of the water, some ripples started to form, and like so, as you can see. Now look at the V character, the final one that is coming out. If you look closely, when all of the characters, when each character is emerging out of the water, there are no ripples for each and every character, each and every segment of the logo. So for the first one, obviously there should be one, because there should be a ripple, because otherwise it's pointless. It's emerging out of very clean water. Now there should be a ripple when the first segment coming out, and the second one maybe. But for every other thing, it's not necessary to have ripples forming when every other segment emerging out of the surface, because we are not doing a simulation here. We are not simulating nature. We are just faking here. So that's what's happening. So for everything, there shouldn't be a ripple. So I'm telling you this right now because you won't get confused later. And for the V character, there's something special there. When it's emerging out of the water, if you look closely, there's no ripple forming there, but when it goes off the surface, right now it's about to come off the surface, there a ripple forms. If you can see it, if you closely see it, you can see it. If you closely look at it, you can see it. See there? That's what we're going to do right now. When it's coming out of the water, another ripple started off, and like so. This is what we're going to do right now, because at the moment we don't see any ripples. That's what we're going to do in step 4. So open up the step 4. These are the ripples. There are 8. It's not a rule that you have to use all of them. I ended up using most of the time I ended up using only 7, but there are 8, and these 3 are colored differently for a reason. I'll tell you why is that later. Now if you turn off the toggle transparency grid, you'll see nothing in the beginning of the animation. We are at the frame 0 of the animation. Now page down, tap on page down key and advance the time slider, and you'll see something like this. Now these are actually the cross section. What you see here is the cross section of the logo emerging out of the water. If you if you slice the logo from the level of the surface, this is what you would see. If you take that little slice, that infinitely thin slice, this is what you would see. And if you look at it from the top, this is what you would see. If you don't understand what I say, just go with this. When you see something right here, that means something is emerging out of water. When you see something here, that means something is emerging out of water. Now this one is probably the main logo. That's the one which we are emerging in the beginning. Now what you see is this this section right here, this cross section right here. That's what you see here. So this is where the logo is emerging out of the surface. So there should be a ripple forming right here. So what you have to do, we can zoom it out a little bit, like so. Page down, and now you see something like here, something here. When you see something here, now your time slider is here. Select this layer, the first, the ripple. Press opening braces on your keyboard, or while holding down Shift key, drag it onto this time slider, and make sure your its endpoint will snap onto this time slider. All right, that's what will happen. And now this is the place where the ripple is. You have to move it on here. You can use arrow keys. Now this is it. Now when the logo is emerging out of the surface, at this point we have placed it right here. At this point, now there's going to be a ripple happening. Now if you go to the main composition, you'll see it. It's emerging out of the water, and there's a ripple. All right, maybe you can, even though this is where you see the logo, you can start from one frame earlier. That would also work. In this case, it would work. All right, that's not a rule. You can place its endpoint right on at the time where the logo is emerging out of water. So that's one. So we are going to keep pressing our time slider. Not the time slider, I'm sorry. Page down key. Page down key on your keyboard. Now this means, now you see there's another something is emerging right here. You don't have to place ripples for everything that is emerging out. Now when it's going off, now here's the thing. This is what I did here on the for the V character. Right when it comes off the surface, I place a ripple there. There. If you test it, if you put your finger on a surface of water in your sink or somewhere, you can test it. When your finger comes off the water surface, there's a ripple forms. A ripple is forming there. So that's what I'm going to fake here. So what I'm going to do, this is where it disappears. That means it's right here. This is what you're looking at right here. This is what you're looking at. Now it's coming off. It comes off right there. So you can place another ripple. There, it's right here. So you can place it right here. Now if you go to the main composition, you'll see when this part comes off the surface, there's another ripple forms. All right. That will look really good. Now with that done, let's move forward. There's some other stuff now forming up the surface. If you can see here, all this stuff are coming up the surface. Maybe you can delay it a little bit. Yeah, I'll place it here when it goes off. Because placing every ripple very close to each other is not a good idea. Again, that's not a rule. You can place wherever you want to, but I'm going to do that. Yeah, that'll look good. And we're going to keep pressing our page down key and look for places where things are forming up. You don't have to place for everything. Place ripples for everything. All right, there's one. Let's place this here. There's another one there. All right, let's place it there. Okay, now this says don't go beyond here. So there's another 3 layers. Actually, you can omit this one. Most likely I end up using only 7 layers. Here's the thing, you can duplicate as many as you can and place all of them, but if you do that, the ripples will be too much and it won't look good. So stick to maximum 8, most likely it's 7. Yeah, I'm going to place them here and there too. And maybe I'll place one here. When this part goes off, I'll place another one. Because our logo is a vertically distributed logo, the ripples are not going to be distributed horizontally that much. That's okay. I'll place another one maybe there. All right, I've used 7. That one that you see right there at 5 seconds, you'll see another ripple happening here, something that you haven't placed. Don't worry about it. It's a default one, so don't worry about it. It's happening somewhere off where the logo is. It's not going to be a problem because at this moment, at 5th second, the camera is centered and camera is placed to the final position, and that displacement is not going to be a problem. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about that other ripple that's happening. What I want you to do is to focus on these 7 or 8 frames, 8 layers, and place them accordingly. Now, with that done, you're actually almost done. Now, if you make a preview here, you'll see your logo well segmented, and emerging from the water surface, and the water is actually forming ripples as they come out. So it's going to be look good. So the next video, It's a very short one. It's a very simple one. There's nothing complex. It's about these little set of controls. All right. I'll see you then.